Three, two, one, go! Visionaries Unlimited. Here we are back live, and today we came back with this energy and with this title. The actual topic is our next bold step because we're hosting a challenge this week, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 6 p.m. CET, Central European Time. And it will be about next bold steps. Every single participant will be guided through what taking a bold step into the vision mean and how to take it. We actually guide the alignment to the vision. We actually get into total clarity from a financial perspective, which is huge for many who are really in their heart. And then we get to do it. We break through the emotional resistance, the traumatic body resistance, and we hope onto that next level right away. So this is a little bit why we actually came up with this title today. And we're so excited. Oh my God, there's so much work behind the scenes. Like last video, we shared a little bit how it feels and what's going on behind the scenes. Also, Camila was with us, but today Maria is here. So Ayrton passes the mic to Maria. What's alive for you with our next bold steps?
So one thing, while you were explaining what the challenge is going to be about, our first Visionaries challenge, and it actually, if you notice there, without even making much effort, each one of us came up with a topic with their field of expertise in a way, and each one of them are so aligned one after the other, and they so complement each other in such a beautiful way that I think it's just wonderful, and it's another sign of when you are of natural synchronicities, when you're actually aligned and you're actually doing what you love and loving what you do, and having beautiful relationships with those around you. Things just naturally come together. They naturally, as I think the universe is built on the essence of harmony, they just get to harmonize, align with each other in a way that if we're paying close attention, it can just blow our minds to the level of beauty and the level of precision in the way that things, people, situations, events come together. And I also invite you right now to just pay closer attention to what you desire. And when you put the right intentions and you do the things that really come from the deeper or higher part of you, pay attention to how things start to come together around you gradually, little by little. And the more you identify them and are grateful for them and bring more enthusiasm into your life, the more will be coming, because it's like an energy that builds up on this positivity, on the essence and the energy of love, of gratitude. It really builds up from there. And regarding ourselves, so that's for the challenge. Regarding ourselves, yes, I mean, throughout these 6 months that we have been co-creating Visionaries, it's been stretching for us. We have been taking bold steps, many bold steps along the way, personally and as a team. And we are supporting each other along the way. We are also finding help outside our team as well when we need it. And it's just a matter of consciousness. Again, like, to me, all revolves around consciousness. The moment you identify what you really want to do for yourself and for the rest of the world, is more or less a matter of confidence and courage into taking those steps, those actions that are required from you. And that most times, yes, they mean coming out of your comfort zone, because our comfort zone is our human conditioned self, our human conditioned mind primarily. And the vision is our pure essence. It's pure energy, and it's not connected to the human social level from which we normally operate. So because it's so unique and so pure, it's obviously going to force you in a way gradually to get out of that social human mind that you have been conditioned and are operating from unconsciously because of the world that we live in, and because of the way humanity is at this very moment. So very grateful. Sorry, dear, just the last thing. Very grateful for all these steps. Very excited. Keep on growing and keep on dreaming. And where is the limit? I don't know.
It's an invisible and apparent and not real limit. It is not a real limit. It's not a real limit. It is a limit that our protective defensive mechanism system builds to keep us safe. So you spoke to the comfort zone and to be at that kind of edge, right? It is a very interesting thing that, for example, we'll do in the challenge, but that in general, this is what it takes when you want to advance, progress, feel good about the evolution you're having in life. You need to at least touch that edge. You need to at least learn how that edge feels like. Make acquaintance with that edge. And that means that in certain moments you'll be very uncomfortable. So apart from the fact that it is what we'll be doing, but you might have found yourself in such a space where you were into something that you really wanted to do and that felt very uncomfortable in the process. And maybe your brain started shooting these messages, these thoughts, these alerts and warnings like, hey, is this how I'm supposed to feel? Am I safe here? Maybe it's better if we don't do it. You know what? I don't feel safe here. You know, no, okay. And boom, you stop. You drop it. That dream fades away, crumbles, and regret lives. Regret lives on that actual not happened event or not accomplished dream, right? So there's this dynamic, and it is a cycle. It is a vicious cycle that gets reinforced. And what you really want to do is to play with this cycle, being aware of that cycle, and by being aware of that cycle you can revert it and transform into a virtuous cycle. Because every single time, and usually I do have it, but I think I have it because I always have it. This thing this thing, whenever it rings, and I spoke to this when we spoke about anger and about emotions, when it rings because you're at the edge, oh, it's ringing, it's time to take a breath and see how I need to adjust. How can I adjust, and how can I not let my normal behavioral lizard brain defensive mechanism act on my behalf? How can I not let that happen? What should I put in place to prevent me from stopping myself? What can I put in place so that when I hit the upper limit, I'm rising, right? I'm rising. I'm standing up. I'm standing for something. And as I stand, maybe I've been living my whole life cringing and bended because there was some, I felt constricted because I'm a visionary. Oh man, I'm a visionary. I see there's so much, and it feels so
constrained,
claustrophobic. It feels so claustrophobic, constraining. Yes, Maria, to not do what my heart longs. what my soul is here for. And so as you stand for something, you stand up, there's this upper limit, which I call the diamond ceiling. It's a diamond and not the glass ceiling. The concept of it kind of being invisible is pretty much the same.
Is
With the
this
only
yours?
difference,
Ayrton, is this
diamond
your
ceiling.
concept?
Yeah, it is my concept because
Okay.
I honestly never heard of it as a diamond ceiling, but still, it is just, I believe, an upgrade of the concept of the glass ceiling, the upper limit. You have this upper limit and you need to break through it so they can stand upon it. The ceiling will be the floor, and again and again and again. And the diamond ceiling is a very fancy floor once you break through it or once you are standing upon it. The point with the diamond ceiling here is that a diamond, I mean, if you have seen a diamond wall, I believe you're very lucky because I bet there are not many, but the or you should be really kind of rich to have a diamond wall. But it's invisible. It is the most unbreakable and invisible thing on earth, because the structure, the atomic structure of it is so perfect that when you have it in form of a glass, it can be as thick as you want. You cannot see it.
Wow, I had never heard of that before.
And you can't break through.
I'm loving it.
You can't break through. There's nothing that can break through that.
Yeah.
And,
I heard about the hardness of the diamond, but not that it was kind of invisible in a certain shape or in a certain structure or layout. I had never heard of that.
And if you want a little bit of reference to this, I recommend a book here. It is called The Diamond Cutter, and it is by need to find some information about it, but it's this diamond cutter. In this book, it is a book about spirituality and business. And it explains about this concept of the diamond, actually, and it speaks about this how a diamond wall would look like and would feel like. And
we'll put the reference. Sorry, we'll put the reference below in the description of today's video. No worries.
Yeah, absolutely. And the point here is that there are different elements here. There's this diamond ceiling. You cannot see it. It's invisible. And it's unbreakable. You need to learn how to stand upon it. And the other aspect is that it compares the actual structure of the diamond of unbreakable to the actual structure of the universe itself, to Dharma, going there, but not going there now. That is what sustains everything. So once you stand upon it, it's safe. It's so safe. And that's why you need to take this bold step, because in reality, the reality of realities, whether our brain is able to conceive it or not, we can pass through the diamond ceiling seamlessly, like with ease, and stand upon it and believe that that's the floor, not the ceiling and the upper limit. So there's few elements here, and of course I'm not going through the actual process that I'm gonna be using.
No, leave it for the challenge.
Yeah, leave it for the challenge, and I do run workshops with these concepts.
Great.
It's like it is a very specific, and it requires some time to really,
of course,
sink into it. But this is it. Your step, your next bold step. You need to know that you can stand upon what you see being very hard, huge, massive, overwhelming. You can stand upon it, and you need to see that possibility and take it into consideration and align to your vision completely. Align. And this is Maria's job. Feel so excited about what you're about to do, joyful, light with it. That that next bold step will be as exciting as a walk in the park, and you want to do it every day.
I would like to leave them with with a vision of two possibilities, two scenarios, that you are the same person and these two scenarios, because I am starting to understand reality or my present situation in relation to the universe more and more with inner images. And when I was experiencing throughout these months moments of tension where I knew that I was stretching, and that a new version of Maria, or a freer, more elevated version of Maria, was trying to come out, there is some parts of you that are dying in a way. So the suffering, it's all metaphorically, can be expressed in so many beautiful ways. So that suffering is because the stretch is so great that until it breaks and you come to the other side, which would be your diamond ceiling to the other side, until at a certain point it will be, there's another ceiling and another floor, and that continuously, as if you were giving birth to yourself continuously throughout your life for the expansion of consciousness, but you kind of in a way experience it in a human form as pain in a way, for that stretching. And as mothers do when they give birth to the child, and the pressure also that the child has to go through before they leave the mother's body, which that would be their comfort zone, the very first comfort zone. Okay, so I experienced myself when I was very, very tensed and afraid, that I was at the edge of a cliff. And what I had in front of me was a dark abyss, an infinite abyss. And what I was experiencing when I was in those moments of tension, of really having to take my next bold step without even really aware of that, I saw myself having the experience of just being about to fall that cliff. That sensation of anguish and that a horrible fear that I'm just about to fall, and there's no one, nothing at the bottom or anywhere that I can see to support me. And as I was realizing that was kind of internally the experience that I was having, unconscious, of course. And I thought, okay, well, there is another, I can just stay there consciously, breathe, do whatever, any kind of techniques that I can do and that any expert could recommend you, and learn to stay there. And at some point I started experiencing that I can, instead of thinking that I'm just about to fall, when I have that step out of the ground, think that when I get myself into put that step, there is an imaginary path that is going to be created for me. As in Indiana Jones, you remember this moment where he takes that leap of faith, that first step in that invisible, I can't remember which one it is, but he does. So this would kind of be the same. You are exactly in the same place. You are the same person. It's just your perception of the unknown before you will bring you a horrible experience or a wonderful experience. Either way, you're going to be at the edge and you're going to get into the unknown. That's for sure. But how you experience it can be very different. And if you are very conscious, you can get yourself into the wonderful adventure mode, actually. And I'm working on that every day.
That's so wonderful. Okay, my dearest visionaries, we are so much in love with you being with us today, in the past, and in the future. Subscribe to the channel, to the channel, and actually join the channel, the challenge. Look at this, how it's crossing, and share with us what your next bold step would be if you had to take it this week. Because in the challenge, that's what we'll do. Whether you'll join or not, but if you join it, we'll do it together.
Yes.
That's always quite easier. So join us, and we see you on the other side. Namaste. Thank you a lot, Maria.
We love you. Thank you, Ayrton. Thank you.